Hello and welcome back to the Spookins channel, a place for us to speak about all things horror. I am Sam.
I'm Sarah.
Back on the Traitors for you today, episode 9. In episode 8, we had Monsieur Lament Configuration appear on a breakfast table unannounced. Everyone wondered what it was, to be honest. And later on in the day, it was solved. The final move being made by one water ghost, Ray Waller, who is also a potential witch.
She is, yeah.
Sienna Shaw won a crossbow competition to become the witch hunter.
Mm-hmm.
She then picked 3 players to become potential witches and were placed on trial. So in this episode, we will find out which of those trialists will be eliminated. Oh no, those are the only 3 up. They are Ray Waller, as mentioned, Carrie White and Tiffany Valentine. In the turret, the traitors were given the decision to make of which one of those 3 witches is the real witch. Tiffany chose herself to be the real witch.
She did.
And the traitors were also told that if the witch were banished, the faithful would get a very nice boon to go with that. If not, the witch would become a traitor, but she's chosen herself, so that is irrelevant.
Yeah, they didn't trust the other 2 to become traitors.
Yeah, they didn't want Carrie, didn't want Ray.
No.
So she's sticking it out as herself. Before breakfast, Ray Waller is called into a room.
Ooh.
He is told that being the one to make the final move of the Lament configuration, he is now linked to Pinhead.
Ooh.
In a way that he may not have wished.
Oh no.
Ray Waller, if he makes the final episode and Pinhead is still in the game, he will be eliminated.
Oh, okay.
So he's got a little vendetta, a little mission. So he's got to get rid of Pinhead,
Fair.
or he cannot win.
That's fair. I think it's going to be pretty easy to do, to be honest. No one really is allied with Pinhead.
So he's got this. He's only got two episodes.
Yeah.
So this episode and the next episode, to get rid of Pinhead, to save his place in the game.
Ooh. Fancy.
At breakfast, again, everyone turns up because we know there was no elimination, no murder. Everyone turns up, and for the first time, really, those on trial get to put their case forward and defend themselves.
Yeah.
Do they? Was it just normal chat at the breakfast table?
I don't know. I think Ray, as we say, is becoming increasingly desperate to be the leader, to kind of be part of the group. He feels like he hasn't had his chance to shine. I feel like that desperation is like coming out, and he will try and be like, it's not me, right? Like, just, it's not me. They're all just trying to have a normal conversation. He just sits down with every miniature group and is like, so I'm not the witch, yeah? Okay, cool. Do they know, out of the 3 of them?
Out of the 3 of them, who the witch is? No, so Tiffany does because she's chosen it.
Oh, yeah.
But no, does. The other 2 don't.
So I guess it doesn't matter whether he says he's the witch or not because he doesn't know.
As far as as far as all of the faithfuls are aware, the only thing here is that those 3 are now the only people who can be eliminated. So they're trying to save themselves from being eliminated. So it's more like I'm not a traitor than I'm not a witch.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe instead of like, it's not me, right? He's like, well, that I'm a faithful. I'm 100% a faithful, right? Like, and everyone's a bit like, okay, all right. I think his desperation is going to get him in a bit of trouble here. I think everyone's already a little bit suspicious of Tiffany, so I think she comes in with like bad bitch energy, and she's like, I know you already think I'm a traitor. I'm not going to make a big impassioned... the ones that are always like, I'm not going to make a big impassioned speech to stay. You either think I'm a faithful or you don't. I'm not a traitor. If you vote for me, I'm going to get up there and you're going to look stupid. That kind of thing. She's not going to make a big impassioned speech because she's seen Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, maybe if I just stop talking, it will give Ray more opportunity to talk and undo himself.
Yeah, talk himself into an elimination, yeah.
Yeah, and Carrie is just... I don't know, man. I don't know what she was doing. I think other people are campaigning on Carrie's behalf.
Yeah. I think she's more like kind of sitting... She's playing like the passive kind of game and letting people come to her and then being like, it's not me.
It's not me. I'm not a traitor. I think she... I guess from the way we've played Carrie so far, we've decided it's before she gets her mad.
Well, yeah.
Before she gets
I guess
dunked.
It would have to be, yeah.
But this could be her dunking moment. Who knows?
Could be. Could be, yeah.
But I think she's like, it's not me. It's not. Like, I'm not a traitor. She just...
Pinhead, just to say, also knows that about the link.
Okay.
So he's aware now that Ray cannot win if he's in the game.
Okay. But can Pinhead win if Ray is in the game? Is that
they can't both be in the game.
Right.
Because if Pinhead gets to the final, Ray's going to get eliminated. So, Pinhead can win.
Neither can live while the other survives.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We got Harry Potter situation.
Yeah. Okay.
So he knows that Ray's going to be hunting him.
Right. So I think Pinhead here is probably for the first time getting actively involved in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He only cares now his box has been brought in. So I think he's like, well, that's a bit desperate. That's a bit much.
He's talking too much.
Yeah. He's like, just like every group that Ray goes to, and he's like, I'm faithful, right? I'm faithful. As soon as he leaves, Pinhead like
it's like hovers him.
He's like, so that was a bit weird, right? That was a bit desperate. Just planting that little seed, and everyone's like, oh man, I didn't know you could talk.
You're still here. Oh.
And I think people are receiving Pinhead well. They're happy that he's finally saying something. He's finally saying something, and he's just like, I was just sad because I didn't have my box, but
like, my voice was trapped inside of a box this whole time.
So I think people are like, oh, wow, okay. And like I say, Ray has been really stepping out lately and making a bit of a fool of himself. So I think people are smelling the desperation, and they're willing to have that seed planted and watered, etc. Mm-hmm. And so I think any one of these three could be eliminated. People are already suspicious of Tiffany. Ray's being weird. And Carrie is extremely quiet and isn't really advocating for herself as well as she could have. So any one of them could go, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a good 3. Bella Winkleman enters the room. Says, witches, you're on trial. She comes in. She's wearing a cloak and a witch's hat.
Okay.
Just for fun.
And she speaks like John Cooper Clarke.
Yeah, she does.
Lovely,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then and she says, and whilst being on trial.
Oh, she doesn't speak like John Cooper
just
Clarke.
Just that first bit is John Cooper Clarke, and then she goes normal again. While on trial, you cannot participate in today's games, unfortunately. So the rest of you. I hope some of you are small, and I hope some of you are larger than them. And she says...
Classic Bella Winkleman line.
Yeah. She says, bring your brains, bring your brawn. That's all I've got to say. And then
Thanks, Bella.
Yeah, and then she leaves.
She really wasn't channeling John Cooper Clarke for that second bit, was she?
No, she tried her best, but
not even just voice-wise,
the John had left her, yeah.
Word-wise.
No, the John had left her there.
Yeah.
She couldn't come up with the poetry that she needed.
He took all the words as he left. Yeah, fair. So we got some people being small and some people being not as small.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, basically. Is what this mission is.
From your descriptions, I do like to try and guess what game it's going to be.
Yeah. You don't know with this one?
No.
What do you mean you don't know with this one?
What do you mean?
Have you worked out the others?
Hit and miss, 50-50, I'd say,
Okay.
Success rate.
Yeah.
Some are small and some are less small. I literally couldn't tell you what this
There we
one
go.
is.
Maybe this is a game that you've never seen before that I invented.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Probably not.
Yeah, we'll go to the game.
Okay.
So the three witches stay behind.
Aw.
There's no
Oh,
participation.
they don't even get to go.
No, they're staying at the castle. No participation at all for Carrie, for Tiffany, or for Ray. The rest of the contestants are dropped off at not the cabin, just a cabin in the woods.
Okay.
There they will find the entry to a network of escape tunnels, a map, and some instructions. So 5 of the people must enter the tunnels.
I do remember this game.
There you go. Whilst the rest of them stay behind. The ones in the room can read the map and are in charge of the light switch. The lights can only be on underground or in the room at any one time. So the switch changes between room and underground. And to hold the switch, you need to stand in a stress position. So yeah, underground, the contestants have to locate big blocks of gold in various parts of the tunnel network and avoid dead ends and then escape the tunnels through the exit way. They've got 30 minutes, all whilst avoiding a range of annoyances.
Yep.
So there's little creatures and crawlies down there. Up in the room, they're going to be dropping poop on them and they're going to be dropping other smelly things on them.
I do remember this task.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
There's £8,000 to be won.
Oh, okay. That's a what?
£8,000 to be won.
Yeah.
But every contestant left in the cabin or in the tunnels when the time expires is £1,000 deducted from what they win.
Okay.
So they've all got to get out.
So
is the
best
most
case
important
scenario,
thing.
they win.
They
Worst
win.
case scenario, they win 3.
No, worst case scenario, they don't get anything because they still have to get the gold blocks for them to count.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they don't get any gold blocks, it's 0.
They get nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay. Well, I think Abigail and Edward are definitely going down in the tunnels, aren't they? Because they don't really need the light or not.
No, true. Yeah. No, and so you get it now. Why they've got to be smaller? Well, some of them should be smaller and some of them not so small.
Yeah. Abigail's small.
Yeah.
I assume vampires can see well at night.
I don't know. That's not anything I've ever heard that
They've
they've
just
got.
good.
dark
I mean,
vision,
they are creatures
but
of
they
the
are
night.
nocturnal. So yeah. Yeah.
So one can assume they could see well at night. I mean, Edward's a day dweller, so we don't know. But yeah, let's assume that they can see kind
Abigail
of well.
at least.
They eat their carrots in it.
Yeah.
So Abigail and Edward are going in the tunnel.
Okay. Who else is a bit of a caver at heart?
A caver. I think Sue wants to go down there because she's petite.
Yeah.
Apart from dead ass.
To deal with the creepy crawlies.
Yeah. I mean, like the kind of shit she does. Is it still Sue?
It's still Sue. Yeah.
The shit she does to become Sue/Elizabeth. A few bugs are not gonna.
Yeah, that's fair. She's been
her.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, she like ripped open.
Yeah.
her
Her birth was
spine
enough to
get
her over any phobia she might have had. Yeah.
That's fine. Shaggy's afraid of everything. I don't think Shaggy should go down there.
No, probably not.
Riff Raff probably doesn't care about bugs, but he's got a massive hunchback, hasn't he? So
yeah, I think Sienna's probably fine going down there.
yeah, I think Shaggy doesn't want to go down there. Lady Raven probably doesn't want to go down there. Dr. Hutt is a big guy.
He's fairly large.
He's quite a large
Roman.
man. I guess Roman's also done some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Roman, Edward, Abigail, Sienna, and Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, going down. So other squad staying up to read the map, to call it out. They got walkie-talkie, but they have to call it out to the underground team in.
Yeah.
Tell them where to go. How do we think our teams get on with this task?
I think Shaggy, awful.
Yeah. As soon as that first thing's dropped from the sky, it's like, whoa, man!
Yeah, I think Shaggy unfortunately doesn't shine in this task. Lady Raven, I don't think she likes things being dropped on her head, but
No, probably not. I wouldn't have thought so.
no.
She
Can she read a
doesn't
map?
she doesn't deal terribly with the things that happen in that movie. Like, she's fairly level-headed through it all.
She is.
Isn't she? Like, she
Yeah.
makes good decisions for the most
She
part.
does. I mean, apart from, going to the butcher's
Well,
house.
yeah. But, makes
She's
makes
fairly
decisions in the
level-headed.
moment
Yeah.
in a level-headed manner that she believes. Like,
Okay.
that doesn't seem to, things don't phase her.
Okay, so Shaggy sucks at this task.
Yeah.
Lady Raven, okay.
Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
fine.
Pinhead, I mean, he loves it. He loves
He's having a great time.
he loves gross shit, right?
She's like giggling and chuckling. He's like,
Yeah.
"Wow,
And
what's
so
going
is
on?"
so is Riff Raff.
Yeah,
Riff
they're
Raff,
both just like having a party.
they're like just throwing bugs
Yeah.
at each other and shit. Dr. Hightar is a tank, and I think he does the light switch.
He stands over the whole thing.
Stands there like that, like. So yeah, I think Hightar's probably got the stress position light switch going.
And Pinhead is a demon of hell, so could probably as well. If Hightar did need a rest, I'm sure
Yeah,
Pinhead
maybe they
could probably
can
hold
switch.
it.
They can switch between it.
He could summon a chain to just hold it down for him.
No, they've got no psychic
No, I
powers.
know.
Remember.
I know.
So, but Pinhead, he is a demon from hell, and he loves pain, right?
Does.
So he's probably like standing there in the stress position, like, oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
This is my pleasure.
So between him and Hightar, they've got that sorted. I believe. Hightar's probably good at reading a map.
If he's doing the stress positions though, yeah, I guess they could hold it up to him and he could do literally everything.
Well, Pinhead and him could take it in turns, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Are
the others any good? A clear, concise instructions for a walkie-talkie?
Shaggy has lost his mind. He's basically not in this task.
Okay.
I believe. I think Lady Raven. Well, she does the nice, cool, calm, collected Instagram live.
She does.
So I reckon she's on walkie-talkie.
She's on comms, yeah.
Duty. She's on comms. Hightar and Pinhead are on stress positions. And Riff Raff, I mean, he's a space traveller. Surely he can read a map.
Yeah, I reckon he can read a map, yeah. I think he can read a map.
Surely.
Yeah, you had to get it somehow.
Surely my guy can read a map. So between them, they've got this. So whoever's not doing the stress test can help Riff Raff with the map and other things. Abigail and Edward do not need the assistance. They just are.
They don't need the lights, yeah.
They're just tunneling. But I think Abigail, not really a team player. I think she speed runs it, gets a bar and goes. She doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. She just crawls through, grabs one, yeah.
Yeah, she crawls through, she grabs one, and she's out. She's done. She's done her part. Whereas Edward, I think, probably does stop to help them.
Because you are right in the fact, even though I didn't mention it, that they all have to get one each.
Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, I assume that. I assume
yeah.
that. So they can only grab one each.
Yep.
So yeah, Abigail takes hers and jets out. She's gone, mate. She's done. I think Edward very quickly grabs his, but then has to go back and help the others because they can't
Giving
see.
moral support.
Yeah, giving moral support, and they can't see, and he's guiding them through. And
You
I
can see
assume
if they do the lights for him.
I assume he can't he can't pick them up and run them through. It's too tight. Okay, and against the rules. Okay, so yeah, I think they managed to get most, if not all of them. I don't really see any issues with it because Edward can, when the lights are off, like I think they can take it. He can chat to Lady Raven and be like, just like, if they're getting tired, turn the lights off, and I'll see for a bit.
Yeah.
For everyone. But that does slow them down because he can only do one at a time. I think. So I think they'll get them. I think Roman is reluctant to accept the help because he wants to be the director, the king. But he would rather accept the help than not get the money.
Nice. So we're saying they all get through, all get out.
I think so.
Very nice.
Despite Shaggy.
Despite Shaggy, yeah. Fair enough. So, 8,000 is earned.
Very nice.
That takes us up to 60,000
Ooh,
and 800
that's nice.
in the prize pot. There you go. It's a
Tasty.
good little sum. Good little sum of monies. Whilst that is going on, 10 people outside of the castle. 3 within.
Yeah.
What are those 3 up to?
Ray's punching walls again.
He's punching walls.
Yeah, again.
Oh my god, they're going to come home and there's just going to be no wall left. Where he just...
I think Ray's just really annoyed because he's really trying his hardest to assert himself and kind of ease his ego, but it's not working. Like, it's really not working.
Yeah, he's got this special task now as well where he's got to try and get people to get rid of Pinhead, and he's not gone with the majority of the group, and now he's just sitting here and he can't.
Do we think Ray tells either of them to try and bring them into an alliance?
Try and help, yeah, maybe.
I can't see him. Maybe he does appeal to Carrie. Maybe he's like, look, you're obviously next because you're so quiet. Why don't you try and help me?
Yeah.
But then
how? Yeah.
Yeah.
How does she help? How would she go about it if she's going to be quiet? And
I think he would try and appeal to her because he's desperate. I think he would share with the two of them that he has to get Pinhead out, because at this point he's kind of beyond caring whether they're traitors or not. He just needs to prove that he's not a traitor.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't even say, I need to get him out. Maybe he just tries to plant the seed that Pinhead is a traitor, so that, because there's nothing else he can do. That's the only action he can take. And he has that kind of personality where he can't just sit and wait on something.
Yeah.
He has to like try and get it done straight away. So I think he does try and appeal to them to try and get rid of Pinhead. And I think the way he does it for Carrie is like, you're next, unless Pinhead goes. But then I guess Carrie could be next because only those 3 are.
It's only those 3 up.
Yeah, but I don't think he's really thinking clearly about it. I think he's just trying to appeal to them.
Yeah.
I don't think Tiffany's going for it, but she is listening.
Yeah, I mean, it's in her advantage to listen and to kind of hear what everyone else's thoughts are, and
mental notes on whether on what everyone is saying. So she knows now that he wants to get rid of Pinhead, and he's going to try and appeal to everyone about that. But they also know that Pinhead can't be the next one to go because it has to be Carrie, Ray, or Tiffany. So I don't know. I think Tiffany knows he wants to get rid of Pinhead, but I think she sees Ray as the easiest option to get rid of next. Yeah. Basically. Unless they vote Carrie out and then Ray gets Pinhead out and then Ray gets himself out.
Which could be the way.
Which could be an option. Tiffany's very good at this kind of thing, so I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking right now. I think she's just listening, weighing up the options, and we'll see later. Maybe she wants to discuss it with Riff Raff, see what's going on. I don't think she particularly wants to discuss it with Sue, but Sue might need to be involved. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, they're the traitors, so maybe she would, just to be open with her team.
Yeah.
Cool, let's have them return. Everyone's back.
They're back.
More campaigning going on, probably.
Ray's non-stop
campaigning.
To the point where everyone's like, okay.
Does Tiffany feel like she's said her piece? And
yeah, I think Tiffany, she's not going from group to group, but like the people that are with her, she's like, well, they'll either believe me or they won't. Like, she's very chill about it, I think. And I think that will be in her favour with certain groups. Yeah. I think Ray is very desperate and he's going around like, it's not me, I'm not the traitor. And I think at this point as well, Heiter and Roman are like,
too much.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think they might start to turn on him now because he is doing too much and their group is dwindling quite quickly. So I don't know, we'll see where that goes. Carrie, I think, is maybe trying to advocate for herself, but she's just not. Like, as soon as Ray comes and starts talking over her, she's like...
Yeah, she kind of falls away from the conversation. Yeah, so she's trying to, talk to a few people, but he's just kind of overpowering it.
Yeah, basically.
Which, again, probably doesn't look good on him.
No.
There are a few people still left as well who wouldn't appreciate him kind of bumping in and talking over her and just muting her appeal. So you've got like a Sienna, Edward, Lady Raven. Yeah. Like, would all kind of still be like, oh no, this guy's a
Yeah, and I think Shaggy as well. He's like, let her speak, man.
Yeah, probably.
Because he loves the quiet lady type, him and Velma forever. I just saw as well, Shaggy and Dr. Hyder probably don't get along particularly well because Shaggy loves dogs, right?
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Okay. Yeah.
And Dr. Hyder loves to talk about his experiments, and his first experiment was with 3 dogs.
Okay.
So I think he's probably like, no, man.
You scare away from my school, man.
And isn't Dr. Hyder like a classic Scooby-Doo kind of villain? Like, you unmask him and it's the mad scientist.
Yeah.
So I don't think him and Hyder get along very well. That's nothing relevant to what we're talking about. It's just a side note. Shaggy loves his dog.
Shaggy loves dogs. Let's move to the round table. So we know who is up. We know how their campaigns have been going.
Yeah.
Now we find out where that's got them.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe at the round table, Carrie feels a bit more emboldened to actually say something because it's a set space for her to speak.
Yeah, and they say you would go, it would go round as well, and there would be like, so Bella would specifically say, right, Tiffany, your pitch, please. Ray, your pitch, please. Carrie, your pitch, please.
Yeah, I think Carrie goes to give her speech, and then Ray interrupts her again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone's like, shut up, man.
Yeah. Bella comes in and is like, no, you need to stop. This is her time. I just said, Carrie, speak.
Yeah. So I think Ray's really not doing himself favours here. Carrie speaks, I think, but what does she even have like to say, really? She's just like, it's not me. I feel like I'm just being picked on because I'm quiet. This always happens. I'm really angry about it. Like, I think she gets quite feisty, not feisty, but feisty for Carrietta.
Do we get our first forced window opening?
I'll get it.
Oh no, the Traitor Castle window has opened by itself, everyone.
So I think Carrie's giving her speech and she's getting quite angry about it. Her psychic powers have been made null and void by Bella Winkleman, though.
They have.
So she's just angry.
Yeah. Maybe she gets so angry that she overpowers.
That would be
Bella
interesting. That would be interesting
for the first time in the series.
Bella in Twilight is not infallible.
No.
If she is attacked, she has to really maintain the shield. So it could happen. Maybe Carrie gets so empowered by like the injustice of being accused when she knows that she's not. Because as well, her mum calls her a witch. Mm-hmm. So she probably really hates being called a witch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. This is a real
triggering topic for Carrie White. And I think that, they're all calling her a witch. And because there's that scene, my most recent reference point for Carrie is the musical. So, like, in the musical, when her mum calls her a witch, innit? And she's like, I'll get the windows. And then she, like, raises her mum up in the air.
Yeah. She does it to Bella.
Yeah, she's so angry. So I think maybe Carrie gets so mad at this injustice because it's a really triggering topic for her being called a witch that she busts through Bella's shield. Mm-hmm. So for a brief moment, also, Edward can read everyone's thoughts.
Oh no, not like that. No, her power goes beyond it. It doesn't break the shield. The shield is still there. Okay. She just manages to
pierces it, and she just like Ray is up. She doesn't do it to Bella Winkleman. Bella Winkleman did nothing wrong. She did it to Ray. I think Ray gets raised up.
Yeah, and the producers are like,
Bruce like, ah! And Bella's like, okay, Carrie.
They're like, witch. She's done herself absolutely no favours in this witch hunt, showing magic powers.
Yeah, showing magic powers. So then I think like she just starts throwing chairs.
Doesn't anybody get it right?
Exactly. Like the whole building is starting. Not the building. The room is starting to like come down. So everyone leaves. Okay. We have a break. Carrie gets calmed down.
A few ads. We roll some ads.
But then I guess, do the producers remove Carrie?
No, what the producers do is they hope that she gets eliminated by the other players, and if not, they'll deal with it.
I guess Bella is like, right, okay, come on.
Yeah, come on, Bella, you need to step up your game here.
Yeah.
It's the only reason you're hosting this show.
Yeah, I think maybe, I think if it come down to it, Abigail could wipe her out.
Oh yeah, there's a few in this game who could wipe her out.
Is Dracula's daughter, and Dracula also has magical powers.
Yeah.
I don't know if we see them in Abigail, but Abigail is based on Dracula's daughter, and Dracula in the film is her dad. And Dracula's source material, he also has psychic powers and stuff like that. So Abigail and Carrie could go at it.
Yeah.
If we're inferring from source materials. But Abigail can possess people, can't she?
She
Because
can,
she does
yeah.
it
She's
to
got
Catherine
quite
Newton,
a few
doesn't she? So yeah, it's not a
powers and things.
huge leap to suggest that Abigail also has magical powers. So they calm Carrie down.
Yeah.
Sienna maybe calms her down.
Put the room back up.
Yeah.
Put the room back together.
Sienna does a lot of work towards calming her down because she's kind of like the Sue Snell, Sienna Shaw. Sue Snell.
Sue Snell, Sienna Shaw, there you go.
Kind of character, and I think they calm her down. I guess in this scenario, Edward Cullen is Tommy.
Yeah.
They calm her down. Oh no, that means Edward's gonna get hit with a paint can and die.
Oh no, everyone. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for Carrie,
Spoiler
I guess.
For a 1970s movie or whatever it is.
So I guess Carrie's calmed down. A wild tangent to go on.
Yeah, there you go.
A wild tangent to go on. So Carrie's calmed down and she's made her speech.
Yeah.
Ray's like...
He's sat down, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bella Winkleman is like, Ray, would you like to make a speech? And he's like, nope.
No, thanks.
No, I'm all right, actually.
That's all right. I think I've said my bit.
Yeah, I've said enough, yeah. Tiffany just repeats what she's been saying, basically. Like, you're either going to believe me or you're not. Like, I don't feel like there's anything I can do to change your mind either way. I'm a faithful and I have been since the beginning. So do with that what you will. Because she knows she doesn't have to go too hard because Ray's been going hard and digging his own grave. And Carrie literally just was a witch. So
yeah, Tiffany feels pretty safe at this
She feels
point.
pretty safe and secure right now.
Okay, so the 3 witches do not get a vote.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the other 10 must all vote now for who they would like to eliminate.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, because I feel like that Carrie probably scared a lot of people there, but you've got more sympathetic people on this side than people who would be like, oh, she's a witch, burner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because they're looking for a traitor.
Yes.
And I don't know that Carrie revealing that she is a witch
reveals that
she is a traitor.
Yeah, and
I think they probably think that Ray is more likely to be a traitor.
I think so. I think they probably think that Carrie got so wound up about the injustice of being accused of something that she's not. And that's why she was so explosive.
For the sake of this as well, what I'm going to say is that there is a further discussion in which the witches are removed from the room.
Okay.
So they're taken out, and then we get a 10-person discussion.
Yeah, and I think they probably have that very discussion we just had.
Yeah.
In that, okay, that was wild, but does it make her a traitor? And I think Edward and Sienna are pushing the theory that she got so explosive because she's not a traitor. And it's more frustrating to be accused of something that you aren't than it is to be accused of something that you are. And Ray hasn't really been explosive. He's been desperate, which is more damning, I would think.
Does anyone think it's Tiffany? Because we've had a few moments in past episodes.
Edward and Riffraff thought it was her, but Riffraff is now a traitor.
Yeah, that's the thing, because that's why they recruited him, to try and get him to...
Yeah, and I think this is a good opportunity for him to do that, change people's minds on Tiffany. I think he kind of says, yes, I think maybe he even brings it up. Like, I know we've suspected Tiffany in the past, but out of these 3, I don't think it's her.
Yeah.
I think it benefits him to keep Tiffany in the game for now. I think there will come a time when Riff Raff turns on Tiffany, but I don't think this is it. He might have been planning for this to be it, but Ray and Carrie really fucked that up for him.
Is there a world here where Sue, knowing she's about to switch out, because she's had her 3 days, is like getting really frustrated that when she's in charge of the body, she is not like an important traitor.
Maybe.
Because Tiffany is ruling this squad.
Maybe.
Does she want her out?
I don't know, because she'll be Elizabeth for the final, right?
Yeah.
So does Sue then just want to cause as much chaos as possible, knowing she's not going to be the one in the final? Or does she not? Because although she's not the most important traitor, Tiffany has protected them thus far, which means there's a higher chance of them winning, even if it's as Elizabeth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So, does she want to win, or is she? I think she probably, while she is like a bit of a mean girl,
she is. I think the need to
she
win.
Would rather win.
But then, does she want to win by herself? Which I think she might want to. I think Tiffany is willing to win with Sue or with Riff Raff.
Yeah.
I think Riff Raff is willing to win with Tiffany. I think Sue wants to win by herself.
Yeah.
So it could be that she tries to then put it on Tiffany, because maybe Riff Raff is like, I know we've thought of Tiffany in the past, however, I think we have to really consider Ray or Carrie now, because Ray's been really desperate, which is a little guilty, and Carrie could just be a safety concern. So what do we want to do? And then I think him and Sue maybe start bickering about it, because you know when traitors like try and throw each other under the bus and then they just end up bickering with each other.
Yeah.
And I think Sue is like, no, we should continue to look at Tiffany.
Yeah.
Because we've suspected her. Edward, you suspected her. Riff Raff, you suspected her. And now
we can't have these like grandiose displays of things be fully convincing.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you two both thought it was her. Like, Riff Raff, now you've changed your mind. Okay. Like, but we can't just disregard that.
Yeah, because we're saying what Carrie getting so emotional and overwhelmed with it is proof that she's not. So why is Tiffany, who has stayed so level
chill
through all of this, why is that not a sign of the opposite?
Yeah. And then I think Sue and Riff Raff are bickering and everyone's kind of like...
Okay.
But I do think at this time, it's not Tiffany.
I know, yeah.
I think her days could be numbered. I think Sue is like, I'm going to win this for me. And I think she wants to win it by herself to the extent that she writes a note for Elizabeth telling her basically she started Tiffany's downfall.
Yeah.
And all she has to do is press on it.
Stick to the strong,
Stick
faithful
to
group.
the plan.
Right.
Yeah. She said she started to press on Tiffany. She's already said that Riff Raff has changed his mind.
Yeah.
Press
Like,
on that
don't
suspicion.
F this up for me.
Yeah, literally. She's like, don't fuck this up. We are getting rid of Tiffany. And then when Tiffany is shown to be a traitor, Riff Raff changing his mind will get rid of himself. Just stick to the plan. We don't get along, but stick to the plan and we're going to win. But I think for now, Tiffany is okay, because I think everyone is more focused on Ray.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that's been so desperate. And he's not been angry desperate. He's just been desperate. Like, it's not me. It's not me. I'm not a traitor. You know that it's not me, right? You know that, right? We're buddies, you know. It's not me. He's not been particularly convincing that it's not him.
Yeah.
So I think Carrie is potentially off the table for now. So Sue, do we think she goes for Tiffany now?
Depends if what she was been saying feels like it's getting through to anyone, when it probably doesn't in the immediate.
Yeah, I think lots of people are saying, I hear you, but right now, we need to get rid of Ray.
This is a Ray vote, yeah.
Yeah, because the Tiffany thing needs to be explored.
And I think as well, now that she's got it in her head that she is here to win, she's playing to win this game, I think she will also understand the need to vote with the group on occasion. Be like, I put my thing across and now I'm going to vote with the group because that is what a great team player would do.
Yes, okay. So then she probably also votes for Ray.
Yeah, and then it gives us, so it's at least 6 for Ray, which puts him...
Although Sue has voted for Carrie in the past, hasn't she? Wasn't she the one that brought up... No, that was Santanico. Okay. I think Pinhead respects... Oh, Pinhead obviously votes for Ray because they can't both be in it together.
Yeah, because Ray's hunting him, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just filling in. So Sienna votes for Ray. Edward votes for Ray. Shaggy votes for Ray.
Raven
votes for Ray.
Yeah.
Riff Raff votes for Ray.
I don't know. Riff Raff, I don't know whether he votes for Carrie or Ray. Because he does tend to do his own thing regardless of what the group is doing. He has set a precedent for that. Yeah. I think he might vote for Carrie.
Okay. That's fine. He votes for Carrie.
Yeah.
Abigail?
I think Abigail wants to keep Carrie there because she wants to see if she could fight her.
She's like, oh, yeah, because she's been here for chaos for the whole time. And it's like, oh my God, if she can blow this castle up, that is going to be wild.
That was the most fun we've had whilst being here.
So she votes Ray?
Yeah, because she wants Carrie there.
Okay. Does she vote Tiffany because she's the least chaotic one? Because Ray's a water ghost and is also kind of chaos.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She votes for Tiffany because she's the least fun out of them.
Here we go. Roman?
It's difficult because him and Hyter, we said earlier, were starting to turn on Ray.
Yeah.
But do they turn on him fully now?
Are they willing to go on the Tiffany train?
They could be because they don't particularly like her.
I feel like they've gone for a maybe right at the beginning of the game. I feel like they were clashing, weren't they? Two groups. They
were. Yeah, I don't think they're going to vote for Ray. I don't think, whilst they are suspicious of him, I think they aren't going to vote for him. Especially as they think everyone else is going to vote for him. They think, well, he's going anyway. Yeah. And then I didn't have to vote for my friend.
Yeah, and their little group numbers are dwindling a little bit. So.
Yeah, so I think they vote for Carrie or Tiffany. I think Hyter... I don't know how we would feel about Carrie's power because he wants to be... Hyter and Roman Bridger both want to be God. Yeah. Don't they? So they want to be the most powerful. So is Carrie showing this display of power intimidating to their power so they vote for her? Yeah. I think that's what they do.
Okay, so Roman...
and also, I think Tiffany has much more potential to be like a final girl over Carrie. Yeah. So Roman wants Tiffany around, I think.
Cool. So Roman and Hyder for Carrie. Pinhead votes for Ray. Yeah. And Sue votes for Ray. Yeah. Cool. So Ray...
Although having said that, I know it doesn't affect who goes home. Does Roman think that Carrie makes the better movie?
Yeah, probably. If he's...
Roman,
she comes through, she's got all this power, and then it unlocks. It's Carrie, and Carrie's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a better movie, and Roman's all about making the great movie. So I think actually Roman votes for Tiffany.
Roman votes for Tiff.
But I do think Hyter still votes for Carrie because he wants to be the most powerful.
Yeah. So we are 6 votes, sending Ray Waller, the water ghost, home.
See ya.
So they don't get to see the voting.
They don't know who voted for what.
They don't know who voted for who, but they come back into the room. Yeah. And are told that Ray Waller, you have been found guilty of witchcraft and will be burned at the stake.
That's fine because he's a water ghost.
Yeah, they take Ray outside and they tie him to a pyre.
Oh shit!
Yeah, mate. And he is burned alive for being a witch.
Fair, but I think he survives it because he's water.
Even if he survives it, he's eliminated from the game. He's
he just
banished.
Turns to liquid. He's a water ghost. What's
Yeah.
fire gonna do to him? Nothing.
He is, yeah. We will decide whether that means he can't compete in another series of Traitors later on down the line, because he's canonically dead.
I don't think he is.
No, there we go.
I don't think he
can
is.
come back. You
think...
see, that's the final shot of the thing. Is just of the episode.
Yeah.
It's just a little puddle of water, like, trickling off into a
Yeah,
gutter.
that's what I think. I think he's fine. He's a water ghost. What fire's gonna do? Well, you'll do fucking nothing.
The end of the fire. With Ray gone, we move to Traitor Turret.
So Ray doesn't reveal if he was traitor, faithful, witch, not witch.
Yeah, he reveals he was faithful on the pyre.
I'm faithful.
As he sets on fire.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fire. I'm faithful. I'm faithful.
Fair.
But yeah, so we go to Traitor Turret.
Okay.
Tiffany arrives at the Traitor Turret alone.
Oh.
As the witch, and having survived,
nice.
she alone will perform the murder tonight.
Ooh.
And if she should choose, she can murder another traitor.
I was going to say, can she murder a traitor? Because if so, Sue's fucking cooked.
Tiff doesn't know that she organised that.
No, I know that.
Okay, yeah.
But I still think that Sue is cooked.
Yeah.
If Tiffany really doesn't like her. She hasn't involved her in anything. She thinks she's useless. I think Tiffany thinks that Sue doesn't deserve to win.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, there are many other options here. We have Dr. Heiter. We have Roman. We have Pinhead. We have...
Sienna is...
Sienna.
Invincible to banishment. Like.
Yeah. I think maybe... Whilst I would love for Tiffany to cook Sue, I think that Tiffany is smarter than that and can get... as well, she probably knows that Elizabeth is coming back.
Yeah.
And she actually does like Elizabeth because Elizabeth is a useful traitor.
Yeah.
So I think Tiffany's like, okay. She is very hot-headed, so I think she at least considers it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to get her. She doesn't deserve to win. It's going to be me and Riff Raff all the way through. Because Riff Raff's, I guess, like her surrogate Chucky in this.
Yeah.
She's like, it's me and Riff Raff all the way. Sue's getting cooked. But then she's like, okay, let's consider this. And I think maybe she goes for someone who is not going to get banished at round table, which is either Sienna or Raven.
Yeah.
They're the only two. Or Shaggy. I think people are pretty sure Shaggy's...
Yeah, Shaggy's pretty
not
safe, I think.
But I think Tiffany recognises that Shaggy's useful for when Elizabeth comes back.
Yeah, he is. He likes Elizabeth, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it's Sienna, Edward, or Raven.
Sienna and Edward are much more powerful in the game than Lady Raven
they're
is.
a partnership.
Yeah, it feels like if Sienna or Edward went, you could actually start seeing some ripple effects.
You could crumble the game.
I'm not sure there would be a ripple effect from Raven leading right now.
Yeah, I think it's Sienna. Sienna is the most powerful player in the game.
I think so.
Yeah, no one's got a shield, nothing like that. I think that Sienna is gone. And I know we normally leave it on a cliffhanger, but I think it's clear.
Yeah, no, I think it's fairly easy one.
Sienna's gone.
Sienna is gone. And there we go. The other two traitors do get to come up to the turret.
Oh, okay.
They have a discussion. All Bella tells them is that there will be a murder tonight. However, you will not be deciding it.
Yeah.
So it's up to Tiffany whether she reveals the actual twist and that she has decided.
I think she shares it with Riff Raff and she's going to wait for Elizabeth to share it with Elizabeth. I think she's like, fuck Sue.
Fair enough.
I think she's like, oh, I don't know what happened there. And then I think she pulls Riff Raff aside and she tells him, she's like, I got rid of Sienna.
Yeah.
For the benefit of all of us. And then she tells him, she's like, Sue's going to be Elizabeth tomorrow. We'll tell Elizabeth what happened. But for now, let's just keep it between me and you.
Yeah.
And Riff Raff's like, yes. Yes, master.
That was good. I like that. That was very good. So yeah, there we have it.
There we go. Episode
That's
9.
episode number 9.
Night.
In the books.
Thank you for watching episode 9 of The Traitors. We hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, press the bell button, do all that YouTube stuff if you enjoyed this video. We will be coming into the finale soon.
We will.
Which is very exciting.
Not long now.
I know, very exciting. But thank you for watching. It's still Easter weekend as we're filming this. It probably won't be when we post it, but happy Easter anyway. Yeah, I think that's it.
That is indeed.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right, peace out. 8 out down.